Hello, everyone. My name is Rihanna Blankumsey, and I am the Outreach and Education Coordinator for the Title IX and Compliance Office.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dorian Johnson. I am the Project Coordinator for the Spelman College Violence Prevention and Intervention Program.
So, to kick off Sexual Assault Awareness Month, we decided to do a virtual program called Pizza and Consent. So, the purpose of this program is to draw the analogy of ordering a pizza and giving consent.
This week, we learned about consent, what it means, and when it is and when it's not present. During this short video, Rihanna and I will make a pizza together using what we learned about consent. That sounds crazy, right? But if you think about it, when we order a pizza, we communicate our preferences, we talk about boundaries, and we also talk about our likes and dislikes. So check it out.
So using this menu on the screen, Dorian and I will create our own pizza. So at the end, we'll walk through some of the challenges, things that we had to negotiate, our non-negotiables, some of the assumptions that we made, and whether or not we want to make a pizza with each other again.
Rihanna, it's Thursday night. I'm starving. We're stuck in the house. So did you want to order a pizza?
Hey, that sounds like fun.
All right, let's pull up the menu and see what we have. Ooh, getting right into it. Crust. Okay. Thin crust. I already know you love that, right?
Well, actually, Dorian, I am allergic to gluten, so I always select the gluten-free option. So I wanted to ask you, is that okay that we do gluten-free before we move forward?
Oh, gluten-free. And you're allergic, so I guess that wouldn't be a problem. I mean, I've never had gluten-free crust, but I'm open to trying it.
Perfect. Okay.
Let's talk about sauce. I know for me, I'm just a regular, schmegular. Let's do the plain original marinara sauce. How's that sound?
I think that's perfectly fine. I'm really not here for barbecue ranch. I did buffalo before in the past, but let's just stick to the original.
Okay, sounds good.
So now, they got nice meat options. Let's select our meats.
Ooh, yeah, meat. So I know we haven't known each other for that long, but I'm actually a vegetarian. Is that gonna be a problem for you?
It's not gonna be a problem.
Well, here's the thing. Eating meat is kind of like a non-negotiable for me. I've been vegetarian for 3 years now, and it's not something I'm willing to give up.
Okay. Well, I respect that you being a vegetarian is a non-negotiable. So I won't force you or pressure you to selecting meat for our pizza. So we can just move to vegetables. Is that okay?
That's great. That sounds great. I appreciate that. So typically when it comes to vegetables and different things like that for toppings, I like pineapples, I like mushrooms, green olives, I love spinach and tomatoes. What do you think about all of those?
I am so happy we can finally agree on something. I absolutely love all of those. My only thing is I don't like mushrooms. Would that be okay if we don't put mushrooms on the pizza?
Okay, I'm not sure, but okay, if we don't do mushrooms, then what's something else we can have on the pizza?
I was thinking we can kind of spice it up and add some jalapenos.
Okay, well, let's definitely do that. We'll kick off the mushrooms and we'll add jalapenos. That sounds good.
Okay, thank you so much for understanding.
And who knows, after this, you just might become a vegetarian with me.
Maybe so. So thank you so much for watching us order a pizza. So Dorian and I are just going to talk through how that process was, and we're going to relate it to our conversations that we have with our partners about consent. Dorian, I want to ask you, was it easy for you to decide on a pizza with me?
I'm going to say it probably wasn't initially easy for me. I had to really think about kind of some things I was giving up, some of my likes, some of your likes, but I was willing to try something new because you explained to me why you couldn't have something. So that helped me to understand, like, okay, well, let's compromise in this situation.
For me, it was easy because I don't feel like you didn't pressure me. So when I told you there were things that I didn't like, or when I told you I was allergic, you didn't pressure me into doing things that I didn't want to do or ordering pizza that I didn't want to order. And so when we think about consent, when we think about the conversations that we have with our partner, it's important that we have the free will and that we say yes and no freely. And so one thing I can appreciate in our conversation is that I was able to tell you what I didn't like, and you didn't, not once did you pressure me into doing something. So I can appreciate that.
Now, when it comes to non-negotiables, what are some of the items that you felt like you had to negotiate?
So for me, I had to negotiate not having meat on my pizza. So I absolutely love pepperoni and bacon, and you were a vegetarian, so that was something that I had to negotiate, which I was perfectly fine because we were able to come together with different vegetables. And so when you're in a relationship, or when you're having conversations with your partner, there are some things that you can negotiate on, or that you're willing to negotiate on, and then there's some things that are just simply non-negotiables. What were your non-negotiables?
I would say being a vegetarian is one of my non-negotiables. It was something that, like I said, I had been vegetarian for 3 years, so I wasn't willing to try anything else. But when we relate this to consent, your suggestion of me trying something new would have made me feel uncomfortable and felt like my needs weren't being met.
Right, exactly. And then another thing to consider is when I talked to you about me wanting a gluten-free pizza, that was a non-negotiable for me. So when we think about contraceptives or barrier methods, your partner may be allergic to certain contraceptives. So it's very important, and I like that we were having conversations along the way. So each step we were talking through what our non-negotiables were, what were some of our likes and dislikes.
Now, do you think you made any assumptions?
I did. I automatically just assumed that you wanted meat on your pizza. What were some of the assumptions you made?
Let's see. The crust, I automatically thought you wanted the thin crust, because I assume, because that's what the majority of folks eat when we talk about ordering a pizza. And when you told me your preference, I felt like it was good for me not to push my own agenda, because I had preferences as well. So I think we kind of worked well with negotiating the crust.
Yeah, I think so too. So after we made the pizza, did you want it?
I'd say yes. I definitely feel like I'd still want the pizza because I liked how that kind of foreplay piece kind of kicked in, where we were talking about likes and dislikes and preferences, and that helped to make the pizza, and I think it's going to definitely make it more enjoyable.
I definitely will want the pizza. I think that we both were able to make great compromises, and we both had things on the pizza that we liked. So I think that at the end of the day, it's going to be a new pizza, a new experience, but I think that we did a great job hearing each other's needs and wants.
Now, one more question for you. Would you order pizza with me again?
I most definitely would order pizza with you again because I appreciated how you were able to listen to me. You didn't pressure me when we ordered pizza, so I'm totally down for it. What about you?
I'd say yes. I felt like we worked well together as a team and coming to a goal that we both were okay with. So definitely, let's order pizza again.
We thought that creating a pizza or ordering a pizza would be a great analogy in explaining the importance of consent. So the discussion between partners about what topics to have on their pizza is similar to how we ask and give consent. Just because one partner wanted pineapple and ham last time we ordered pizza doesn't mean that they want it again. So that would be silly to assume that your partner's pizza order never changes throughout life. So when we think about consent, certain things that we want in the beginning of our relationship may change in the middle, towards the end. So we always want to check in with our partners to make sure that they're okay with everything we agree upon. So some days you may be craving a pepperoni and sausage, and other days you might just want cheese. No one questions a changing pizza order, correct?
That's right. And finally, once the pizza is ordered, if your partner decides that they are not hungry anymore, you wouldn't want to force them to eat the pizza. You would put the leftovers away and save it for a different day. Now, you can still eat the pizza by yourself, of course, but you wouldn't guilt or pressure your partner into eating if they are not hungry. Similarly, you stop eating pizza when you and your partner are satisfied.
So we just want to thank you all for tuning in. We hope that this video was informative and made you think about the ways in which we talk through consent and making it a process.
Whether you're watching this video on the Violence Prevention and Intervention page or the Title IX page, be sure to follow us both on Instagram at Spelman_VPI program and at Spelman Title IX.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.